Whoa! Damn, yo!
I can't see a figure.
What happened to the lights? There's no lights on in here. Oh! You're killing the light switch, man.
Lagoons?
Really, it's a light switch. It's portable. It's got sides. Because there's no power in the house. Oh, but there's a joint in your hand.
You're nuts.
What's up, Mystery? How's it going, folks? Pajama Jamma time. Mystery 13. How y'all doing, folks? It's Brian Loma. Cut the plastic here in home. And the news is that there's no power. None at all. Except for the generator that Liberty Freak TV and his old lady have brought us. In the dark. Yes, it's just the flip of a switch and I'm gone. Ooh. And that light switch, that switch is literally this thing that says on and off. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. And you guys know Joe. Joe's come into our life recently. He called Eric Brandt because he had his phone number memorized. He'd watched so many Eric Brandt videos that Joe remembered Eric's number when the police were knocking at his door. Now, we do have some power in our house. For example, you can see that light switch right there glowing. Yes. And there's a television on.
And according to
A big TV.
it says that it will not be on until 11:30 p.m. on March 15th.
That's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We're hunkering in.
That's Janet. That's right, Liberty Freak. John up. Myself.
What would we do without you, Brian?
Well, you know, what we'd do is we'd probably just have a lot quieter night. Kind of like when Eric's not here and it's just quiet.
Oh, have you been watching your streams today?
No, I haven't. But these guys... Pike's got assaulted?
Yes.
You got punched in the
No.
Old man, by an old man.
No way.
yeah, by a former cop.
So,
That up or down.
get out, folks. Tomorrow there's going to be a walkout.
Hey, the light. What's it be tomorrow?
Walkout. School walkouts on Friday. Nationwide, worldwide, actually.
For high school students in the Boulder area like Marlo Baines,
We only have a very short time to act on climate change, and that we need to start now.
Crayons will burn as candles.
those are just another example of climate change.
We're going to start seeing those more and more.
Oh yeah, because global warming brings that snow.
On strike and
It does.
Oh yeah.
Catastrophic storm events.
policies, one of hundreds of protests in countries across the world.
Stephanie.
School, if there's going to be no future for us to live in.
So, we're watching the news for a second. Because the kids are going on strike tomorrow.
Practices, carbon emissions, the greenhouse effect, and climate change as a whole.
Looks like it could be Brian's
They want
son.
the issue prioritized by declaring a national emergency on climate change, among other initiatives. Young students say it's an issue they will be responsible for handling, and it shouldn't be a political one.
Doesn't matter what side you're on politically or wherever you stand. If we can all come together, we can have a
And be
future.
on our side.
Young students certainly passionate about the issue. Now, according to Youth Climate Strike's website, there are strikes organized for Boulder, Fort Collins, and Tel
Right.
What, pajama? Stick of butter burns for 4+ hours, and a crayon burns as well. Do you guys want to start burning crayons, Janet? No. Abity? Are we going to burn butter?
We got this,
Burn butter?
we got a lilac candle.
Oh, let's look at the candles. So here's what's going on, guys. I know you want to know what it is.
Solar.
Here we go. Lard, too, right? There's beautiful. Isn't that a beautiful snowflake? Yeah. We can pour a little MTC oil in there. And then we can all get high by breathing the air from the cannabis coconut oil that we burn. That's possible. That's the beautiful smelling one right there. And what you don't know is that if we need it, there's propane gas to heat. Of course, we have to And we're probably better off than our fridge works. So that's a good thing. But we do know all those.
You know when you say extra onions?
Your baby boy bought his first Jeep today. That's crazy. Pajama Audit's baby boy bought his first Jeep today. Way to go. Yeah, so we're not dying out here. Let's just check real quick. Bacon scented candles. No, it's too many piggies. Alright, so they're watching TV and I don't want to, he's my baby at 21. Well, I'm gonna quickly find my own lighting that I brought with me. And we'll talk to y'all. It's kind of crazy here in Denver. How many of you in the United States or around the world, tomorrow's Friday, who have kids, are participating in the global climate strikes that the children are having tomorrow? Anybody? Anybody in the chat box? There's only 4 or 7 of you. Live chat. Maybe that's what I don't know about it. Well, that's why we come to the table with all the news. So, Pajama Audits and others, there are some realities to our world today, and one of those realities, the house that I'm with no power in, is the result of global climate change in some ways. Your schools aren't discussing it. That's a real issue, Stephanie. But we had thunder snow. We had what they call the bomb cyclone. And if I had a computer and internet and all the things of technology running right now with me, I'd be able to show you some graphics and things. But what you need to know is that that in the Midwest of the United States yesterday, we had a barometric pressure change of more than 30 degrees, 30 points, I should say. And that means that the drop is what they call a bomb, because it hits that excess of 30 millibars or whatever it is in PSI that the pressure dropped. We went from 58 degrees temperature yesterday, or no, I guess that's 2 days, Tuesday, March 12th. That was my birthday, right? Beautiful day, beautiful night. We were outside at 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and it was 50, 60 degrees outside. Yes, actually, this change in pressure is a very, very reality, very big reality. The pressure change is moving eastward across the United States, and there's a lot going on. Semis have been knocked over with no snow in the ground. Category 2 cyclone wind levels due to just 80-mile-per-hour winds blowing a semi over, right? Lots and lots of snow in Colorado. And I know there's other things going on in different parts of the world. But what I'm really trying to focus on here is the idea that we have no power in this house. And the temperature drops, the thunder snow that we had in Colorado, meaning that there was thunder, there was lightning, there was a snowstorm happening all at the same time, is probably a very strong reason why the transformers having catastrophic temperature changes, having electrostatic issues in the community, out there, why these things were allowing all this power to go out. Catastrophic strain on the system. And we know that because close to 250,000 people in the Denver metro area went without power. We are not expecting power until tomorrow night, right? We have gas tanks we're running on. I guess that one's out of my room, so they either moved it into the hallway or they've connected it. Which means that propane supplies are low. That was the gas grill that we had. So we may have to go get gas tomorrow. What else is going on? Obviously, the water's still running. That's good. When I came into my neighborhood tonight, there were blocks because I actually got driven in, and my neighbor was like, wow. Or the guy that was driving me was like, wow, look at all of this. It's dead. Yeah, there's no power. How many people have no knowledge? I mean, we don't have fireplaces here, right? If you have a fireplace, at least you have a vented chimney, so the carbon monoxide and carbon dioxides can escape. No, Pajama, because you know what's bad about Florida? You get one Katrina that hits the panhandle correctly, 8 million people die within 14 days. That is the number of senior citizens in high stacked living situations where if a Katrina-based event comes through, it's a wipeout. Absolutely. So these are the realities of my world. This is what I understand about our environment. That's just one of the reasons why building upwards in compact areas where you're creating wind tunnels is also catastrophic, because it helps to increase the wind speeds over a square footage area. That's why Chicago is known as the Windy City, in part lake effect and all those things, but the tall buildings help to increase that. It's quite possible, Pajama, that you've had many earthquakes down there. The survival skills are those things that we know about, Stephanie. You know, the fires, the growing of your food, the canning of foods. When we do food rescue, for example, I made a quart of pickles the other day. Cans of pickling jar, mason quart jar, some salts and some other herbs there. Boiled up some water, threw the pickles in it. Boiled it down, got canned food. It'll stay on a shelf. You can keep it in the refrigerator. Learn wild edibles. That's absolutely right. Most people don't know about what mushrooms, chicken of the woods, hen of the woods, puffballs, morels. They don't know how to find these things. They don't know how to dig for rhubarb, differentiating asparagus, knowing how to find potatoes. Walmart, Pajama. Do you know that's been like 7 years since I've bought, maybe 8 years since I bought anything in a Walmart? Hey, Thunder Rolls Media. Yeah, we don't shop at Walmart. I don't go on their property. It's as much as I drink out of sustainable beverage containers, I don't shop at Walmarts. It's just the methodology of my practices. But when you have weather conditions like this and you're living in compact areas, these apartment complexes, these condominium structures, they're not built, and they haven't been built with a coding in mind, where for 20, 30 years there's generation and backup systems. As people are building solar on their houses with battery backups, they're absolutely able to do all these things. But I didn't mean for this to come on as a long haul rant on things. What I did was I just wanted to come in and let you know that we're running on this. Asparagus makes you gassy, makes your pee stinky. But it's yummy. It's good for your body too. Helps to detoxify and cleanse. Walnuts, acorns. Do you know that you can boil acorns to make them non-toxic, and then you can eat that meat? Magical Hut channel. We'll have to check that one out. Mystery. That's a good channel, or a good idea. Keep learning more about channels. Anyway, guys, I don't know what's happening in Denver. It turns out that the buses were shut down, trains were shut down for a long time in Denver. I don't know how many of you have picked up that phone and contacted the city of Denver to file a complaint, having watched a corporal refuse to take statements from Eric Brandt, who had water dumped on him. And sassafras. Abity, do we still have the sassafras?
Yes.
You're watching me. That's funny.
No, we're supporting you.
So this is where we get in, make shadow animals.
On the counter by the coffee pot, I believe.
No, the only reason I asked is because Stephanie, so Abbott's going to take a video of me taking a video of him. No, I'm going to go back to my thing. He's got to turn the light on. There's Abby. Now he's got a light on me, taking him, taking a video of me. There he goes. He's waving. Hi, guys. Pajama says hi. Mystery 13. You should come and make shadow animals, Abby. Janet would enjoy watching that. I don't know. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you run out of shit to say, don't you?
No, actually, I just got to shut up because I saw something on the couch that I can't talk about. I'm being nice to our guests. And it's a proper thing to do. What's the temperature in here? It's like 28 degrees outside. What's the internal temperature? They're arguing now because I said I couldn't say it out loud. Because there's certain practices that I have that are not imbued by everybody. Anyway, it's outside. It's very cold outside. But what I was talking about is Eric Brandt. And the reason I'm talking about Eric Brandt is that for the dozen of you that are here, 28 degrees outside. If you really want to know how serious they are about the house, this is my window. There's towels stuffed up in there. Oh, there it is. Power cord. There's a generator out there somewhere. You can hear the noise. Got it? There's a generator. 69 degrees. Yeah, so it's in the 20s, and I can't guarantee that that's accurate temperature right now. But it wasn't too cold outside. It was freezing from the car, so it wasn't like bitter, like, oh crap, it's cold immediately. It's cold. That's for sure. And if you think about it, there was allegedly 100,000 people without power in the Denver metro area today. 100,000 people where the sun melted on the sidewalk and off the cars, but there was no new heat in their homes. So unless they're running their gas ovens... back to Eric. Thank you. Unless they're running their gas ovens to heat the houses, they're cold. And the gas ovens heating the houses is dangerous, too, because you get the gases and you die. Grabbing alcohol and bricks. Pike's got assaulted by a retired police officer, and yes, he's all right. Thank you. And Eric was assaulted with hot, boiling water, and of course they're okay. He's not a Marine. He's a military veteran, is what I meant to say. He's a member of the submarine force, and they know how to live under pressure, literally. So Eric knows how to live under pressure. He can handle a little hot water on his feet once in a while, but it burned him, right? You heard him talking about it. His feet hurt for a while. Maybe he didn't get 3rd degree or blistering burns, but it's still enough where steam happens. And either it was so cold outside that the cold water left steam, or it was warm enough outside to be wearing sandals. And Eric has been wearing foot covering, socks, and when necessary shoes so that his feet don't burn. Since he had sandals on his feet, it was obviously warmer out than normal, but it wasn't, I don't know who that is or why we would be talking about chickens on my channel right now. The temperature, there was steam from off the water being poured on his feet. And the reason I'm talking about that is because y'all have a responsibility to make sure that when we report crimes when we see them. And it's a crime not to take a police report from somebody when you're there and they file a complaint, right? Police officers, peace officers, take an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America. and they're there to protect people's rights. So the right to survive, right to be having your constitutionally protected items and possessions not being taken from you, so that when sudden storms like this happen, even though it's 50 degrees outside, the next day it's going to be freezing, and if all your blankets have been taken away from you in a sweep by the police, how do you live? Do you risk death? Janet's still working on her lungs, but I understand that they're coming together a little bit better. Now, of course, I'm a retired cigarette smoker, and I'm doing my best to stay retired as a tobacco consumer. Liberty's, he's running at about 97 degrees right now, I understand. But we're all here in that combined heat space. So yes, it is. We can't retaliate, but it is criminal. And what you guys don't understand is that while Eric Brandt is out of town right now, he has a warrant, a non-bondable warrant out for his arrest, meaning that even though the misdemeanor crime of disturbing the peace is disturbing the peace, he cannot have a bondsman file a warrant for him or a bond, and we can't pay for him to not go to jail, right, and just present himself to the courts. That warrant for his arrest is because he got angry and yelled and caused a scene after he was allegedly did these things. I don't know. I haven't watched all the videos in the world. I did see the video, which you can find on Eric Brandt's channel, of his feet getting doused. Now, I was not with him at the time because the 16th Street Mall is a loud and lively place when there's a band playing and when there's loud speakers blasting music throughout the block. And so it's really hard to have your peace disturbed if there's loud noises everywhere. And since the band had a setup, and actually it's possible that I was interviewing one of the band members that were playing at the corner bakery for the fundraiser they were told about, because they didn't understand that it had been against the law for 7 years to sleep on the sidewalk with a piece of clothing covering your face, just like this, right? This in this weather outside right now is a jailable offense. So if I'm outside in the city of Denver with my face covered like this, I could go to jail. And it's probably a kindness to go to jail in this temperature because you're not as likely to die. But the reality of this story is that we were on the 16th Street Mall and we were feeding the homeless. A2, she just came outside with me. Okay, hi A2. Rebecca, by the way, Liberty Freak, Stephanie, Chinese Secrets, hey, you guys who are chatting in and hanging out with us. We are talking about Saturday's protest on the 16th Street Mall. The facts of the matter are that, that's very nice, that the Downtown Denver Partnership, which boycott the urban camping ban protests, they gave $100,000 to the No on 300 campaign. And the president and founder of this lobbyist group, quasi-governmental agency that runs the 16th Street Mall and all the permits and permissions to be on site and on the properties that are not deemed public sidewalks possessed by private businesses, and the roadways which the mass transit system traverses upon, is Tammy Dorr. Tammy Dorr gave $50,000 of her personal money to ensure that the law her lobbyist group put into effect stays. This bad experiment in Denver where the death rate has doubled in 8 years or less of people living on the streets. Yes, people don't care. It makes you so mad. But here's the deal, pajama audits. Are there corner bakeries in Florida? Are there corner bakeries in your community? Because if there are, you could go audit them. You could check to see if they let homeless use the bathrooms. You could compare them publicly to Starbucks, 93 miles away. Well, you know how far Eric just traveled and raised community funding. And we can all do these things, right? Maybe it's just posting on their Facebook page, sharing videos of ours about the stories of downtown Denver. And Stephanie, they don't have to be near you in Michigan for you to physically go there. That's a problem. But you can still write emails, right? Michelle, a transformer blew. And so we're out of power right now in the house. It's been 36 plus hours since we've had electricity that has been flowing from the infrastructure of the city system. So the corner bakeries, we can email them. And here's the thing, guys. We're connected and we're interconnected. So we chalked America to get Eric Brandt out of jail. And they cut his sentence in half. And they actually kicked him out, refusing to give him another sentence, mandating that another charge that was supposed to come through onto his situation. Hi, Nat. Definitely was delayed until after he's out of Adams County Jail. So the time he was serving couldn't be compiled concurrently. They kicked him out. They got him out of their system, out of their hair, right? They don't want him back in Adams County Jail. We did the Chalk America videos. We here can take the time to do these videos as well. Pajama Audits, Nat, Mystery 13, Michelle, you know, you guys are diehards. You've been hanging around for a while. Liberty Freak as well. Rebecca, you know, you've been hanging for a while as well. And I know there's more of you that are here. The reality is that you have fans, you have followers, you have the ability to share our videos on your Twitter, on your Instagram, on your Facebook pages. And we have the ability to tell the story about how our veterans are being treated, right? We have the ability to tell the story about how women are living in domestic violence situations because they know that if they get away, there's not enough space. There's not enough places. There's not enough capacity for their needs to be met in an emergency setting. And that's the scary part of our world today, right? This is where we've come to be. I just realized that I have this fun hat, or two or three, that I have had, and it's almost St. Patrick's Day. So why not get down a little wearing out of green for y'all there, folks? Because that'll be funny. Let's see, do I have one without a tag in it? Yes, I do now. These were at the thrift store. We bought them cheap. So we'll put on the green hat. Hi, guys. Yeah, no power. I'm supposed to be finding my lights. That was one of the other things I was supposed to be doing while I was in here. Because right now I'm killing the batteries that are non-rechargeable. Anyway, Eric Brandt. I got to stay on this point in this topic because we're not doing enough to solve this problem. And we need to get on it. So I'm circling back. We need to stay on top of this. The Denver Police Department, the Chief of Police, Commander Sanchez, they all chose to go forward with these warrants, right? Bodies, blankets and bodies. Body heat, candles, we're burning the fat, you know, doing jumping jacks and things like that to get the calories. The reality is that it's cold outside, and if I had heat, we'd be using it, right? But talking about eco-friendly solutions, let's show you guys one more time the straws that we sell. Don't read the text. These are stainless steel straws with a brush. They come in a nice black velvet bag for transport. Just $20. PayPal me or Cash App at Cut the Plastic. But we're talking on focus on the target of Eric Brandt and his sentence. So I haven't had time. Tomorrow's Friday, and the judge, they issued a warrant, right? Did anybody call the city's attorney's office and ask them? Did they send them emails of the of Eric Brandt's videos? I haven't. I'm guilty, right? I'm absolutely guilty. I've been working 12, 14-hour days, and I didn't do it myself. But now's the time for us to have this conversation, right? So the city attorney needs to see the videos of Eric being denied assistance to file a complaint. Would the judge, being given all the evidence, whether it's in a grand jury setting or whatever, would the judge actually issue a warrant if Eric had been allowed to file a complaint simultaneously to say that he was assaulted? Would Commander Sanchez of District 6 be authorized to issue a notice to the city attorney's office to allow for warrants to be issued for the arrests, the guaranteed kidnapping, jailing, and use of city resources for the purpose of Eric Brandt's arrest? How many man hours are going to go into jailing him, into encircling the next Occupy Denver or boycott the urban camping ban or yellow jacket protests? What about any homeless activities? Where are the police going to be hanging out and watching? How many people are spending man hours waiting for Eric to do videos of his return to Denver right now, so they can send bounty hunters back into Janet's house, right? Or stalk him as he gets off the train at Union Station? How many people will be outside the next protest, the feeding on Sunday, to await Eric Brandt's arrival? These are real questions. And you guys who are watching these videos, you're supposed to be calling. You're supposed to be asking these questions and making sure that other people are asking them as well. I need you guys to do that for me, really pretty please. Tomorrow's Friday. So Friday's task is really the city attorney's office. Why is there warrants? What is the point and purpose of this? Did you watch these videos? And here's what Eric does, allegedly. When you think about this, you get the extension for the city, Denver City Attorney's Office, right? So the Denver City Attorney, the clerk of courts, the courthouses. If you need a little bit of a refresher, go back to the sheet of numbers that I wrote when Eric Brandt was treated by kangaroo courts. The Denver City's Attorney's Office, that's right. The District 2 courts, right? There's the city municipal courts, and then there's the courts at the county level. And if we call and blow up the county level judge's office, they're going to ask the same questions like they did of Rogers. Can take care of his case to the Court of Appeals. Well, here's the deal. And I'm just going to keep it simple. You guys miss the point so many times on these things. Eric is on a felony diversion program. He walks the line. He's not going out to be arrested, right? People act poorly. When you trust the jury it doesn't always work. A misdemeanor of disturbing the peace happened to, for not wearing shoes on a bus, happened to be a standing case when he went on the felony diversion program. That means that it wasn't going to put him into felony jail, right? Okay? So he doesn't need to be arrested for being angry, for being assaulted. The system needs to work correctly from the beginning. I appreciate that, Nat. And Nat, here's the deal. Make a video, right? Tell the world what your opinion is, as well as contacting the city, right? You can contact the city and give them your information. Tell them that that you're upset, that you're watching these things, that the way the government is handling these conditions, we're at a protest. And you guys need to understand this very clearly. If you watched my live stream from Sunday and you watched it all the way through, it's a jumbled, hard to watch mess. But one of the things that occurred is that the Denver Police Department issued us a warning that tables are furniture and that protests, no, they didn't say protests. They said vending on the 16th Street Mall requires a permit. Giving food away is a protected religious freedom. Giving clothing away is a protected religious freedom. We're on the 16th Street Mall in protest. But they're wanting to treat us like business vendors because we're hurting business. Because the Downtown Denver Partnership has helped to assist to over $500,000 being spent to defeat the people who live on the streets effort to not be harassed so they can climb above living in a sleeping bag and a shopping cart, right? Remember this thing of permanent homelessness? Most of you who are watching, it's happened in your lifetime. I was alive when President Reagan ended fully funded housing for all of our mentally handicapped persons. I'm on my soapbox. It's been a really long day. Let's get back to the point. Eric Brandt does not need to be arrested. We do not need to be assaulted this weekend. The only real way that people in this city are going to hear about it, that need to, is if you guys are broadcasting that message. Right? So when Liberty Freak gets on his box and broadcasts about the love and mercy and grace that's in his life because of all the beautiful people that he's surrounded by, right? We know who he is. 10,000 of us are subscribers plus, right? Will you share his video? Will you share that Eric Brandt video so many times that 500 city employees, in whatever capacity you decide to share it in, citizens of the city of Denver? Blue Watch, that's a great answer. Will you please do that? Will you contact 7 News? Will you guarantee that for the next 2 or 3 weeks, all of the city's citizens are out there? You guys are members of communities. You guys have the ability to reach out into the different webs. We're connected to some of it, but every time we go out, we meet more and more people. We meet new people. And this issue right here, this issue of homelessness, the issue of how our city manages these things, how corporations are taking foreclosed properties and they're selling them to corporations that are global, that are only owning these properties to develop them and create permanent rental systems where people do not get some financial equality in life. This is a reality thing. Share it on 7. Thank you. We are connected. These storms, all of this stuff is a reality. And like I said, these warrants that are out there on Eric right now are unjustified. If you have dual complaints, they're not just going to spend it all on one person. They're going to actually investigate it. So in addition, how about the IA, Internal Affairs Division of the Denver Police Department? Chief Payson, Chief of Police, Sanchez, right? District 6, Denver Police Department, District 6. All of these. Eric Brandt's on here? No way. Good night, Eric. We love you. I guess I'm ranting about you. Didn't realize you were there. All of these systems are available, okay? So it takes a community, just like the fact that there's heat and power in this house in some capacity because of community. We've got to stick on these things. So it's been a really long day, and I've been on a lot longer than I intended. So I'm going to save batteries. I'm going to save power. I'm going to go get my C's, and I'm going to go to work in the morning. But happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you. Oddly enough, this Chicano with a lot of Sicilian blood, yeah, I got some of that luck of the Irish in me too. PJ, thank you very much, Pajama audience. Thank you, Mystery. Thank you, Bob, Mariana. Mariana, listen, you guys need to know about Mariana. She's standing at that table when the police walked up and gave notice, right? She was serving food. This beautiful lady in our community, standing there with another beautiful lady, Bonnie, right? They were behind the table when the police walked up. Did the police actually serve notice to them? I don't think so. But who's going to end up in jail? Probably the people with the serving spoons in their hands. And that's something the rest of you guys need to help us prevent. Pick up those phones tomorrow. That's my final thought. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you later.